I just automatically assume you all to already know what's good, and if we pop out with a random live, you should just already have those bell icons selected, those like buttons clicked, and all that jazz. Because we just be popping out, and you just never know. It's like Groundhog Day every effing day with the Cypher Chronicles.
Every week.
Yes, every single week, and every single week, Stella has like these major points to prove to the world, and we're here to support those radical views. Now I'm playing, and they're not really that radical, but they're sporadical, and I'm here for it. Yeah, good podcast material, I must say. Welcome everybody to the Cypher Chronicles. If you are just tuning in right now, I have a major announcement to make. This is the $1 Million Pie, baby.
It is live, Royce. It is.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What's good, everybody? What's good?
What is
I'm Daddy
up,
Good.
people?
That is Stella Bella. And if this is your first time coming across this podcast, I actually apologize for you because your ears are about to be bleeding in the next 10, 15 minutes. What's going down? Stella Bella.
How was your Labor Day weekend?
Fuck Labor Day. These bitches don't want to work. No, I'm playing. My Labor Day weekend was solid. I did like very family friendly shit, you know. I kept it real kosher. What about you?
You didn't do like anything specific? You're just like,
I mean, you want to know?
I actually had sure.
I had a birthday party for my daughter.
Oh yes, Ari, yeah. Miss Ari.
Happy belated birthday to my daughter.
Yes.
I mean, I've said it like every day, obviously, but since we're talking about it on the podcast,
yes.
You know, I love like when you throw parties for the kids because, you know, obviously the adults are there to party too, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Mellow, you know, a little bit of enchilada, you know, with the chamoy stuff on top, you know, lemons inside, tequila inside, you know, it's one of those parties tonight. Anyways, go ahead. What did you do?
Saturday I went to a quinceañera.
Oh.
It was my first time being at a quinceañera in like, I don't know, maybe almost 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was for a friend of mine whose daughter turned 15. But these are friends that I've known since I was like 8. It's like almost 30 years of friendship with this family.
Shout out to the posse.
Yeah. And so my brother that lives in Oregon flew down for the quinceañera specifically. He got here Friday morning. He left Sunday morning. We did the quinceañera on Saturday. And then after that, like we left early kind of.
Right.
Because you know how like, Mexican time, right?
I know it.
We say some shit starts at this time, but like add a couple of hours to it. That's when it really starts.
I got something funny to say actually about Mexican time, but continue. I'll tell you after.
Okay. Well, on the invitation, it says starts at 3 p.m.
Okay.
So I'm trying to be there at 3 p.m. But, you know, my Mexican ass is a little late. I think we get there at like 4-ish, maybe 4:30. I don't know.
You're the whitest Mexican in your family, by the way. I saw that.
I am. I'm the lightest skinned person, like in my family.
Fucking gingers out there.
Yeah. And
Vanilla.
So we get there at that time. It's still pretty dead, right? We get a good table because nobody's there yet. We get the tacos and there's no line and all that shit.
You gotta use different terminology. You can't call something dead because you know what I'm saying? It's like you put things in the air.
Well, there's not a lot of people there yet. There's just like the real like foundation, like the close family, right?
Now you're talking correctly. You know, I'll run this show. Okay. All right.
Get the fuck out of here. Right, anyways. So around 7:30 is when people start to really come in, you know, like really start piling in.
Oh,
and that's when we're like, I'm a head out. Yeah, that line was long. People were already drunk.
Wait, you left once everybody showed up?
Hell yeah. It's still COVID out here. Like
He
the
is
Rona
the most
isn't
selfish
gone.
person in the world, everybody. But
I had
continue.
to leave. I don't trust that shit. Like that should give me so
I hear
much
you.
anxiety. I
Totally.
spent a couple of hours with them. I got to see them. We all got to catch up, and that's
Right.
really what we went for, that to be there for that. And we dipped out and we met up with my other cousin
Okay.
at a much more dead place, like a little brewery in Vista.
Okay.
And then Saturday, I went to the beach, which was dead. And I thought for sure that it would be incredibly crowded because
nobody wants that San Diego variant. I've heard about the San Diego variant.
Well, I honestly figured that it would be super packed because a lot of the national parks in California were closed because of the fires and shit. I thought all of them were, but evidently not. It was fucking dead there. So ended up leaving that.
You know the Moo? You've heard of the Moo?
I've heard of the Moo.
It's the San Diego variant. It's the Shamu. But continue.
And then then Monday, I went to Fiesta Island down in San Diego, and that was fun. It was just.
Can we do something real quick? I think everybody would actually appreciate this. Hold that thought, because I cut you off a lot in this podcast, but I need you to do something for all of us. I want you all to sit here in anticipation of what's about to happen. Stella, can we get a smile from you right quick? A big cheesy smile. Can we get a smile? I feel like we need a cheesy Stella smile right now. See what I'm saying,
like you're
folks?
about to do some shit. I don't trust this.
Can we just get
you play too much. Smile? I can't even trust this right now.
What do you think? I'm gonna bust a joke? I'm just trying to get a smile. Let's do it.
I was smiling.
Did everybody smile along with us? Like that dude that I see you. I see you smiling. Ooh, that's a good smile.
Okay. I don't know what the point of that was, but all right.
There's no point of it. There's no point of it. This is the $1 million pile.
Bro, do you guys understand why I had like mad hesitation right now? Because he plays too much. Went to Fiesta Island on Monday. It was just 3 of us until my girl Mylene showed up at like the very end. She should have shown up earlier if she hears this.
Shout out to Mylene.
Shout out to Mylene, who's extra late, like hours and hours late, like Mylene, sun going down late.
Shoulder to lean on.
Super fun. Kayaked. Dominated at cornhole.
You did?
Yeah, it was teams though. Oh. So it was me and Renee against Jessica and Mylene.
Shout out.
But before that, when Jessica was playing with Renee, Jessica was kicking Renee's ass. And then somehow, I don't know, the mojo got turned off. She was tired. We had a long day, okay?
Yeah.
We were tired from kayaking.
Damn. And San Diegans just lived a life, y'all. They just be like partying every weekend, kayaking, the whole fucking shebang. You gotta love
it was a really good time. Really, really, truly a good time. And that was that.
Well,
I didn't have any rest.
I'm glad you dominated in cornhole.
Me too.
Because you're not dominating in cup pong on Game Pigeon.
Bro, you won 1 game. Okay, you guys. So you guys know how Jimmy likes to play darts. He has been a self-proclaimed Game Pigeon darts champion king, and I'll give it to him. He wins every fucking time we play darts. That's his game, right? That's his. Yeah, he'll try to like lose because I do so bad on that game, and I own that.
Her number will be 20, and all you got to do is throw the dart at the 20 and you can win. But
I miss it.
No, you don't even get near it.
Like I do. I literally aim for it. I go straight and it goes.
And I'm like, why don't you just go for the win? This is why you're not winning. And like this ain't no secret. Like just go for the win.
Darts is his game, right? So yesterday He's feeling a little froggy. He goes cup pong.
Froggy.
Yeah.
Happy. Continue.
Right. And I won.
You did? Oh yeah, you won.
Yes,
Yeah.
I won. And then he hits me with Connect 4. I win that. I think a few days before that, he hit me with Tanks. I won that.
You didn't win in Tanks. That must have been.
I won in Tanks. I didn't even know how to play that shit, and I won, and you know it. And you were like,
no, you played with somebody else. I've never.
Anyways, he hated losing so bad. Then he goes and throws darts. He plays darts again because he knows he needs that. He needs that win, right? And he wins.
Guys, I'll admit it.
He wins, and he goes like, "Oh, I'm like the champ for the day." I was like, "Bro, you just won one game, and it was darts."
Hey, listen,
and I was like, "How are you the champ of the day?"
I'm still the champ today, so watch how you speak to me, okay?
I was like, pretty sure I just won a couple of games. Don't know how you're the champ of the day. He's like, well, I won the last game, so that means I'm the champ. I was like, bro, that's not how that works. But okay, whatever. That's not how that works. Anyways, so then he plays cup pong with me again. And I don't know why I do this. When I play Jimmy, typically these games, I'm driving. And I'm not like driving and swiping. When I get to a red light, it's hanging on my thing and I just, give it a little thumb swipe. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. I lost. I'll take the L. I lost. I lost.
Pictures that she took like prior in the day or from the day before, and she'll send it and be like, "Oh, I'm driving," but it's the same exact picture from the excuse.
You have my location. You have my location. You can check and verify that I am driving. This is something you have access to. So you can chill with that.
Like you've been kidnapped.
Okay. Well, next time I send you a picture of me driving, check the location, and that will tell you that your girl's not lying. I have no reason to lie. I can't wait. Yeah. So that's that. I don't know what is up with motherfuckers trying to prove me wrong lately.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Spit that fire.
So
$1 million pod.
Pull up a seat.
Pull up a seat, y'all. She gonna tell y'all something about someone.
No, it's just okay. Everybody knows the whole spiel with Texas and their abortion ban, right?
Right.
And if you're not familiar with it, there's this incentive for people to snitch on women who are seeking abortions, right? If your Lyft driver can get in trouble for taking you to the appointment. And then there's a $10,000 reward, right? If you do this, if you snitch on a woman for going to get an abortion, $10,000 reward.
If you snitch on her for getting an abortion?
$10,000?
$10,000
reward.
That's like an easy 10 G's. Like you can just go like start a relationship with a chick, get her pregnant, and then be like, we should keep it. And then like a month later be like, you know what? Talk her into it. And then as you're taking her, snitch on her and be like, I just came up 10 G's, baby. I'm totally playing. Everybody knows I'm playing. Stella, you know I'm playing. Continue though.
Yes. So there's a meme I saw going around yesterday, like kind of like in response to that says, how about a law where if I know that a guy isn't paying child support, I can snitch on him. Guy goes to jail. Mom gets 10 G's, right? That's kind of like this thing that goes around. So I post that because I'm all, yeah, fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? Takes two to tango, bro.
No harm in that. Mama get 10 G's because
right. And I post this not being completely ignorant of the fact that, first of all, that was a response to that. That wasn't just me getting on here shitting on motherfuckers who don't pay child support. Like, that's not what I was doing.
But they took it personal. That's why
they took it personal. They took it personal. They said they already got that law, except the mom doesn't get shit. Child support is for women who can't support their own decisions in life. Prove me wrong. That's what he said.
It takes two to tangle, baby.
First of all, bro. First of all.
Ooh, she hit you with the BRO.
No, first of all,
Ain't A-OK.
child support isn't for women who can't support their own decisions. Okay? So he's blaming the fact that children are born on women. So it was your choice to not get an abortion. Therefore,
it's child support. It like what you just said. The guy said that that it's the woman's decision or whatever you just said. The guy said it's actually the other way around. It's the guy who can't support their decisions. That's why child support exists, because they can't support their decisions, so they make them support their decision. That's what child support is. Like,
right. You knew the risks before you had sex.
Hey, smash the like button if you're in here, by the way. Shout out Gina Bread. Go ahead.
Birth control is not solely our responsibility. If we're on the fucking pill, we're doing our part, or we're doing our part, right? Like, what are you doing?
What the F
are you getting a reversible vasectomy to make sure that you're not out here impregnating multiple women?
Because guys like getting so many girls pregnant.
There's several arguments here, right? Women can only have like one kid a year. Men can have many.
That's not true. Some women can have multiple kids a year. Not just fucking with you. I'm kidding. Continue. Okay. This is a serious conversation.
Okay. Yeah, it is, because I'm literally fucking pissed.
All right, continue. I'll shut up.
So there's that, right? It's her decision because she didn't have an abortion. Therefore, it's the financial responsibility is solely on her, is basically what he's saying. And for me, I'm just like, you sound mad because you got to pay child support. You know, right. Period. That's what you sound like to me. You're mad because you got to pay child support on a kid that you clearly are basically telling me you didn't want, but she went and made the decision to have. And it wasn't your decision, therefore she should have to foot the bill. Right? That's basically what he's saying.
When it's fucked up is when the guy does handle his business and does take care of the kids, even if him and the woman are not together, and then she still files for child support and all that. That's when it's fucked up.
1000%. That's not what I'm saying. That wasn't what this was about, though. That's not with me not knowing that there are women out there who take advantage, right? There are women who treat their children as a paycheck, who don't go and like try to better themselves and use, you know, their own money to like raise their children too. You know what I mean? There's women like that.
Those Instagram thoughts. That's what they're trying to go after, the celebs.
Right. Brittany Renner, right? That chick fucking.
Perfect example.
Okay. There are those women in the world, and I'm not saying that doesn't exist. What he's saying, though, is that if a woman decides to go through with the pregnancy, then it's solely on her to financially support the child. That's what this motherfucker's saying.
Yeah, well, he probably has a kid that has a mother.
He's got a couple with two different women.
Well.
Yeah, so like get the fuck out of here. First of all, there's that. Basically, though, his argument is that since if he pays her child support, he should have equal custody and rights. I agree, 1000%. If you're paying child support, you should have access to your child, right? Okay. 1000. I'm not disagreeing with that, unless there's something like some fucking reason that the court sees you unfit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like every circumstance has like its own shit, right? No situation is exactly the same. And so he's going in that way, but then he also says, but then I tell him, you know, like that's completely not even considering a lot of factors, right? First of all, when a woman has a child, since she's the only one who can become pregnant, right? The sacrifice begins. Our body is now being taken up, right? I literally had to quit my job while I was pregnant because I was too fucking sick to work. I couldn't keep a goddamn thing down to save my life. I would black out in the shower. I had to sit down to shower because I was too weak, because I couldn't fucking eat. Like, that's where it begins, where I'm already now not able to go and make money because of the pregnancy. But it's my fault because I kept the pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? And so my kid's dad did take care of me because I was pregnant with his child. He did, 1000% at that point. And I was a stay-at-home mom. So I worked when my daughter was 1, and then I was a stay-at-home mom for 4 years. He paid for everything because I stayed home and took care of all 4 kids.
It's a lot of kids to take care of.
Which is when you're working, like when you're doing that together, it is the better thing to, it's the most cost-effective thing to do because of how expensive childcare is. Childcare for the 2 kids under whatever, when I did work that 1 year when my daughter was a baby, everything that I made went to my gas to get to work and to childcare. So it kind of made working pointless.
Word.
If that makes sense.
Lightweight.
Anyway, so there's those things, right? That he is lacking in his consideration because of his lack of experience on actually parenting. And I mean, now that I've been a single parent for like 10 years, what my kid's dad, I mean, this is why I was like, this is fucking bullshit. And I'm not here to shit on my kid's dad, but, you know, because he lives in another state. So it's not, he can't do all the things that I do, right? If they get sick, I have to leave work to go get my kids. If my kids are sick and can't go to school, I have to stay home with my kids. So I miss work there, right? There's all these different sacrifices that whoever the primary caretaker is, whether it's the mom or the dad, has to make, which inhibits your ability to make money, right? There's times where women lose jobs because of how many times they have to call in sick because of their child or childcare issues or whatever. All these reasons why they need help financially. It's not every woman out there that's just like, no, I'm going to just sit here and not do shit. And my kid, whatever money I get from my kid, that's what I'm going to live off of. That's not the case.
But like your whole point that like brought you to that whole argument was that the whole Texas thing, how Texas is pretty much allowing people to snitch on the women going to get abortions, and they get 10,000. And you said, well, how about it's the other way around and the woman gets 10,000, and that's what brought up the whole argument and what made the guy who's not taking care of business get triggered, right?
Right, exactly.
Gotcha.
Because he just thinks that if you make the decision to have the child, then you should have to pay for that by yourself. Like, that's just on you. It's not his kid, that's your kid. And so that's why I was like, this just sounds like somebody who doesn't want to fucking pay child support to me. Point blank, period.
There's just a lot of weird stuff going on right now. Seems like a lot of population control shit going on right now. You know, beginning with the whole actually, no, it wouldn't be population control because Texas wants the women to have the children. So they're saying that they can't get. I don't understand. Like, what's the whole meaning behind that?
Well, I did see something, and we're gonna switch gears because obviously this guy's fucking lost his goddamn mind. He doesn't really have a leg to stand on, and he really thinks he's so fucking incredibly brilliant and profound. I saw this thing saying that the whole ban on abortions is because, now hear me out, is a way to get the white population to bounce back. Because at this rate, white people will not be the majority in this world in however many years, right? Because
that is some
of,
incredibly Texas shit to happen. So
well,
I
well,
don't
it's
doubt it.
if you they thought that banning abortion would affect majority people of color, right? It would limit their access to healthcare, which is something that happens just on purpose in general within the healthcare systems. But what they're saying is that the majority of women who do get abortions are white, so they're killing white babies, and so this is going to prevent that from happening. But it doesn't actually prevent it from happening. Women will still get abortions. It's just going to put their lives in like a huge risk. Like when abortions weren't legal, people were doing shit to themselves to try to kill the fetus that's growing inside them
So
because they're getting knocked up by guys like the one that was in my fucking DMs.
do you think that there will still be private doctors performing abortions like on the low
Absolutely.
low?
Absolutely. There's going to be women who, like back in the days, they used to put fucking whole ass coat hangers up there. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes it really dangerous for women to access healthcare. And that's not all Planned Parenthood is. Planned Parenthood does the least thing they do is fucking
A lot
abortions.
of my friends get through rough chlamydia times.
Right. It's STDs, it's reproductive health. It's, like it's not just abortions. So it's pretty stupid.
But it's not just a Planned Parenthood thing. It's like all of the doctors out there in Texas. That's what they're putting the law upon all of the
Yeah.
doctors, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, totally. There'll definitely still be doctors, private doctors doing
But
that. But they'll be putting their medical license at total risk, but they'll probably be charging a boatload for these abortions. So if abortions are or $500 to $1,000 now, I'm assuming, like just from what I've heard over the years, something like that, they'll probably be like 10,000 now, type shit.
like the
Which would
cost of an abortion?
probably like it would probably be like a lot more expensive if a doctor is doing this as like an illegal practice
Oh,
at
for
this
sure,
point,
because
like
they're
their
putting
whole
their
license.
license, their entire practice on the line.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's just a fucked up law in general. I mean, it's unbelievable. I saw this meme that it was about like people who are anti-vax and people who are like pro-choice or whatever. And the meme it said "My body, my choice," and it has an anti-vax on. And then there's a chick with a pro-choice shirt on. She says, "Yeah, my body, my choice." And then the anti-vax person says, "Not you." Like,
Yeah.
whoa. That's
Yeah.
basically what's going on right now.
No, but to go to wrap that conversation up, do
Mhm.
you think that if a woman has a child because it was her body and her choice and her decision to go through with having the child, that the financial burden of having the child solely rests on her?
No, fuck no, man. Because a guy knows what he's doing when he's having sex with her, and he knows he should not be ejaculated inside the woman, and that there is a potential possibility of her getting pregnant. And a guy's responsibility once he implanted a seed inside of a woman and she gives birth to a kid, that now becomes his responsibility too, whether he's with the chick or not. So absolutely not. It's not totally her um just on her financial wise. Like he should totally be doing all he can for the kid. He should be wanting to be in the kid's life and be wanting to do all that anyways and be wanting to spoil the kid and be wanting to make the kid feel special. I'm not saying that like money makes the kid feel special, but like dude, you should be doing all you can and all and make it seem like you're eager to do those things. Like
Mm-hmm.
how much easier and better, like you would make the life of even the woman. Like I think guys are just too full of themselves and their narcissism that they're going through and all that, and they don't want the woman, they don't want to imagine like the woman like spending the money on going out and having fun or some shit like that. Like chill out, dude. Like, dude, like at the end of the day, like the woman, she's not your responsibility, but in a sense and in a way, she's still like kind of so, like, because if she's happy, your kids are gonna have a better, happy lifestyle as well. So I
Thank
mean,
you.
that's kind of, you like that one? Like
1000, no,
that's just some
because
real
it is
shit.
true. And vice versa. Like if y'all are stressing each other out, that's just going to be shitty for your kid if their parents are stressed out or whatever the fuck is going on, especially if it's about money. Like
Mm-hmm.
stressed out parents don't raise like happy kids. They raise stressed out kids, you know what I mean? Kids that have fucking issues, and it just adds more to the, like, he tried to like point it out like, "Oh, you have a degree in this, you should know." Yeah, I do fucking know. Which is why I'm telling you this. Like,
Yeah, I think that all around, like when it comes to men being fathers, and I'm not just saying this because I'm like on a podcast with a chick, or I want women to like give me their approval. Like I don't give a shit who gives me their approval. It's just the truth. Like guys, when they have responsibilities, kids are their biggest responsibilities, and if you messed with a woman like relationship wise, or got with her and you gave her that responsibility as well, like she's now somewhat partially still a part of your life, because you have to make sure she's fucking happy too. So it's like, man, like you need to figure it out, man. You need to figure it out. And like doesn't matter if you end up in another relationship or something like that, like the woman that you are now with, she has to fucking understand too, like I got this responsibility, and I got to make sure that they're straight. I got to make sure their mom, like I got to make sure she's kind of straight too,
especially if
in a
she
sense.
has most of the care, if she's taking care of them most of the fucking time. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, bro, it is kind of your responsibility. Like,
Like,
too.
man,
Not just yours, but
right.
you share that.
Hey, and by the way, if y'all are digging this conversation, make sure you smash the like button right now. It costs you absolutely fucking nothing to smash that like button. It helps out the podcast.
1000%.
But yeah,
1000%.
no, real talk though, man. Real talk. Like the just dudes in general, like when it comes to fatherhood, I think just have to man up a lot more, and they have to step to the plate, dude.
That's what I said.
Like, when there's a will, there's a way. Like I understand, like people, they gotta get work, and sometimes there's limitations on work, or sometimes the field that you're in, it doesn't pay as much. But like I said, when there's a will, there's a way. And I think that there's a way for you to maintain your lifestyle and still make sure that your kids that you helped bring into the world, that they're good too, and their mother being good is just a part of that.
Well, and
Like
that's what I said. Good.
if me and my wife ever were to not work out, not trying to put that out there, nothing like that, because we're fucking amazing. But like, if we were to ever not work out, like, dude, like, I will do everything that I possibly could make sure that she's fucking good, and my child absolutely first and foremost is good. But like I said, like in order for her to be really good, like my previous relationship with her mother, that has to be solid too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still somewhat my responsibility. Like, unless like she got remarried and the guy was like, hey, she's good, like, and told me like, fuck that, like she's good, like we don't need you at all for nothing like that, I'll be like, all right, then I'll fall back. I'll be like, all right, bet.
But
Well,
yeah, but still
don't tell me
handle
shit about
Ari.
my
Yeah.
kid, but I mean,
Right, right,
obviously,
right,
not telling me shit
right.
about my kid.
No,
I'll
yeah.
kill
We
him.
know. We
But I
get what you're
mean,
saying.
thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I
But
don't know. I
that's what
think
I said. I was like,
that's the
instead
man
of,
thing to do.
but he's like
Right.
basically saying like, oh, like you guys should step up your game. Like, I don't see women being iron workers and this and that and the other. He's like, you can't be because of your like physical limitations as women. He's like, that's why y'all are the gatekeepers, and society needs to teach y'all your roles again. Like, that's what he fucking said to me. I was like, teach us our roles again? These
Yeah.
motherfuckers, let me
Well,
tell you
he's
something.
probably a racist bigot too, in the same breath.
Women went to work during, was it World War One? World War
Yeah.
II, when all the fucking men were across seas, like fighting. That's why women and children went to work. Not because, oh, we just wanted this independence. Like, that's not how that fucking happened. Now, did it, like, go from there? Sure. But we were forced basically into the workforce to kind of keep the fucking hold down the fort over here. And so to tell me the society needs to teach us our roles again, bro, like, fuck out of here. I was like, instead of telling women to step up their game, maybe men or whoever the fuck is the parent that's like not there, whether it's a woman or a man, should step up their fucking parenting game and like be a parent.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you miss some days of work? Why don't you fucking drive your kids here and there? Like, you know what I mean? Why don't you help with homework? Why don't you make lunch? Why don't you make dinner? Why don't you go to the dentist with them? Why don't you take them to the doctor?
That shit is very tiring, by the way. When I have
it's
to stay home with my
exhausting.
daughter, I be tired as fuck. Like, you be having to play all day or driving to drop them off at school, dealing with traffic, picking them up in the traffic, getting out, walking to the line to go pick them up. All that shit is tiring. And then let alone you gotta make the lunch, you gotta do like shout out to the fucking stay-at-home moms right quick.
Right.
And again, anything I say on this podcast, I don't be saying it to get approval from any woman or from any guy. Like, it's some real shit. Like, I've done some of those things on certain days and I be fucking wounded by the time 6 o'clock comes around and I'm sipping on a Modelo at that point.
But I was just like, first of all, I get it. There, like I said, I fucking know that there's the women out there who are this way and vice versa. And I know there's single dads out there with shitty baby mamas and they're holding down, they're doing all the things. And like, fucking kudos to everybody. And you can feel how you want about it. But what you're not going to fucking do is come into my DMs, a woman who is a single parent and has been for fucking 10 years, that I literally like worked 3 fucking jobs while putting myself fucking through college for full time, more than fucking full time, and still taking my kids to all their goddamn appointments and their fucking sports and all their shit, literally doing all the things. And half, you know what I mean? You're not going to come into my DMs and tell me that, like, I deserve all this burden because I chose to leave him. Like, first of all, you don't know the fucking circumstances and why that was the best decision for us. And I don't deserve to fucking struggle because I chose to, like, do right by my kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, get the fuck out of my DMs with your shit. Like, I'm the wrong one to have this conversation with.
A lot of times too, the dads who are in those situations, a lot of times they don't be wanting to step in and play that kind of role is because they're not getting none from the woman no more.
That's exactly some shit. That's another one of them fucking things that we're not talking about, are we? Oh, she doesn't want to fuck with you anymore. Exactly.
I'll help you out a lot more, but I'm going to some pussy.
Right. That's like, if you get a steak, you're putting out. Yeah.
There's a stipulation when it comes
always. It's a control thing.
Them putting out. It is a control thing. And it's very nasty to have that mentality to expect shit in return for you to do what your responsibility entails you to do. So that's just nasty behavior, guys.
It is. Especially if you have a fucking daughter, bro. Like,
shout out Texas, by the way.
You want a man to come and treat your daughter like that? Come on.
When I'm
do
in
better.
USTON, shout out to the
having a kid in general. Set a better example as a fucking parent for your child. Honestly.
Set better examples, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
Boom. Hey, we've been on that topic for a hot ass minute.
Well, it was a hot ass fucking
Can we lighten the mood a little bit and talk about...
We can lighten the mood.
Dicks dipping in water? I'm fucking tired of that life. I'm not tired of life. Hopefully you didn't like catch me at a glitching moment. I love life. I'm pro life and I'm pro good times. But when I go to the airport or certain places, and that water in the toilet be too high, my dick be in the water, man, and I be thinking I got that ultimate clap. I wonder if
Somebody,
all feel the same way.
so that post is really funny because then like dudes are like, oh, I put it over my shoulder, this, that, and the other. And some dude commented and he's like, what about women with like a lot of labia? And I was like, well, I just throw mine over my shoulder too. No big no big deal. All the lips.
Hey, on real talk, we gotta holler at Lexi. I think we just came out with some more material for Lexi right now.
1000%.
Yeah,
she's the one I think who posted it, and I like clicked on it and read it. Yeah, it was like some thread. She's like, she posted, and I was like, bitch, this is fucking hilarious. I am posting this shit.
I love my comedian friends.
It was too funny. I think I love following people with like dirty minds and like dirty senses of humor. But then with that comes also like when you talk about genitalia, also here come the like people who are like fucking immature, right? And like have negative things to say about genitalia, right? Like there's the people that talk about dick shapes, sizes, whatever, right? And then there's the people who talk about women and innies versus outies and scents and all kinds of shit, right? And I'm just like,
I wonder if guys look at vaginas when they have sex, you know, because a lot of guys be like shock and awe when they found out like there's such thing as a labia. Like, you guys don't look, you guys don't eat pussy.
Right. That's what it is. That's what it is. Like, I think I saw something on like Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz did some stand-up or whatever. And he was talking about how there's men out there who like talk shit about women who there's two different kinds of pussies, right? There's the pork bun and the fruit roll-up. And he's like, somebody was talking. He's like, somebody was talking and like he's like, oh yeah, I don't fuck with those ones that are like, he's all, well, thankfully, you know, like basically like he's a real man and he loves fruit roll-ups. He loves them all. He loves pork buns and fruit roll-ups. And I thought that was fucking hilarious. But it's like there's really dudes out there
right now, y'all, if you're just getting in here.
Pork buns and fruit roll-ups.
And correlation with labias on women.
Right. And how some men are
flavorful, like fruit roll-ups and pork buns.
They love them all because they love pussy, right? And then there's men who I think those are the ones who hardly get any, who like have the odd to make their excuse as to why they don't fuck with some. Oh, it's because she has this little bit of stuff hanging out. Like, oh, that's why I'm not touching that. No, bro, she didn't let you touch it. That's what really fucking happened. Let's be honest. Let's keep it real.
There's a lot of beta male behavior inside of her DMs right now.
Unreal. It's unreal.
Right now, I'm sure you're the one that pressed that dislike button, but we're used to it, y'all. It's all GOOD.
Yeah. You can't all be as cool
as who?
As us. I got enough God complex for both of us.
Oh shit, man! You've been triggering people a lot.
Lately. I've been really pissing some people off, and I'm not mad about it. They can continue to get mad. It just gives me something to talk about on the pod.
Is a single man in his 30s or over 30? All right, let me ask this. Let me say this again. A single man over 30 is a big red flag, especially with no kids. Do you agree with that statement, Stella?
I said no. I don't agree with that statement.
We're talking to the people right now, though.
Right. So
on a podcast sometimes.
I do not think a single man over 30 with no kids is a red flag.
Why?
And I don't think that because I think that people have different fucking goals in life and different circumstances. Like,
I agree with
that person could have been in a fucking relationship all of their 20s and now they're finally fucking single and trying to figure out who they really are and get their fucking shit together. Like, That's not a red flag to me. That's not a red flag to me.
But you understand what a red flag is, right? It's like warning, got to do more research.
I know what a red flag is.
It is a red flag. It's not saying that. It's not saying. Yeah, you don't ever let me finish. It's not saying that he's not definitely got issues. It's not saying that. It's just saying warning. That's what a red flag is.
Why is that a warning?
Why is he single after being in a relationship for so long? What do you,
maybe she didn't want kids and he did, or maybe he, or maybe she wanted kids and he didn't.
The girl, he's not telling chicks about that part. He whooped on her.
I mean,
he did it so many times that she finally said, "You know what? I'm
that
out."
could be someone in their 20s in a relationship with kids.
So how is being single over 30 with no kids a fucking red flag?
It could be a sign of narcissism.
Or it's a sign of that person who's judging them's narcissism and codependency.
I'm just saying, like, the reason why I kind of agree with that statement, men 30 and up being single, no kids, possibly being a red flag, is because, like, why is no chick good enough for you? Like, I understand, like, you could just be focusing on your career and just flat out don't want kids.
Okay.
But in the same breath, if somebody's so heavily focused on herself like that, my friend, could become narcissism. And
absolutely
when
not.
a woman comes into your life that you come across as being interested in, and then at some point she's not interesting to you no more, and then you end up becoming like a womanizer in her eyes.
Nope.
Like,
here's what I think. I think people are threatened by people who don't need people. I think codependent people are threatened by independence, and I think that that's what this fucking person's problem is.
I also think, I let you finish, also that if the gender was flipped here, right? Why is a man who's single in his 30s without kids a fucking red flag? But all these men out here in their 30s are looking for bitches in their 30s who are single with no fucking kids. And that's like a diamond in a rough. That's a fucking unicorn, right? Why is that not a red flag?
Most women, though, would probably say that it's a red flag. Most women. You think very unique on this topic, I believe. And I think that if I had 10 different women.
Because I'm independent. I'm not codependent.
Right. So but just because you want to be with somebody doesn't make you codependent. You could be an independent person with somebody.
So, right. And which is what you should be, which is why this shouldn't be a fucking red flag, because people should work on themselves and heal before they're fucking in a relationship. They shouldn't just be in a relationship so that people can think that they're not fucking like these red flags. Like,
at least an orange flag.
Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
At least a yellow and an orange
flag. Make any sense to me.
If I was, in that boat, if that was me, there would probably be women like, why are you single? Why aren't you like taken right now?
You're I think 30s is a little young to raise a red flag over that shit.
Like,
if you're going,
it would be in question. 100%.
Maybe, but not 30s. Like, bro, 30s, people are just barely starting to really figure shit out. 20s are all fucked up. They made mistakes and all that shit, and they're learning. And now here they are in their 30s, and they're really fucking learning and trying to get it. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for Lucho, actually. He says, I'm in my 30s with no kids by choice. I love being single. For sure.
Good for you, Lucho. I support it, and I don't think it's a red flag.
And see, all right, so look, he probably enjoys having sex with multiple women.
And if he does, at least he's not in a relationship fucking up other women because of it.
Right. But now
it's a very selfless thing to do.
No, listen, Linda. Listen. If he were to go find a chick that he thought that he wanted to mess with, right? Because he enjoys having sex with multiple women. I'm just using you as an example, Lucho. And then and then a woman's like, wow, why is he telling me he wants to be with me. I know he's kind of a player. He's single in his 30s, cool looking dude, all that stuff. She's gonna say red flag. Red
she's
flag.
not.
What?
No,
How is
she's
she
not. If
Yes,
he's
ma'am.
used to seeing
No,
other
you
women and
never-
all of a sudden he decides that he wants to be with me and that's what he tells me, I'm not going to be like, oh, whoa. You're choosing me? Like, what's going on here? Like, that's not a fucking red flag. It's just not. I don't think it's a red flag. Period.
I don't know why. I just don't like you. Because you don't ever see my point.
I see
You
your
never see my
point.
point. When do
I
you ever
see
see
what
my
you're
point?
saying.
Like you see, look at Benjamin Franklin's face to the right of you or to the left of you. That's me right now.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's the way he be looking at me when I do some dumb
I
shit.
think what you
I
do
do
is
2
you
dozen boxes of Krispy Kremes, but continue.
No. You're not trying to see my point is the problem. Like, you agreed and that's your thing. And I'm like, well, but what about these other factors that you're not taking into consideration?
I've been a red flag before as like a 24-year-old.
You're still a red flag for me. Okay. Shit.
Shout out Stella for being a prick. The only prick I know that's a woman. All right, continue.
Bro, I hear that shit all the time. I hear myself compared to men all the time because of my attitude.
Well, you are kind of a guy, though. We say this all the time.
I feel like I'm all woman, baby.
The more I get to know you, the more I get to realize
That's what people say.
My long lost brother.
Oh.
Wait. We got a response from Lucho, everybody. We got He says, I say it's 50-50. There have been women who have seen me as a red flag because I am single. Thank you, Lucho, for fucking justifying what I've been saying in my 30s. But there are also some women who see me as a red. Oh, before I finish that, Lucho, let me just say it's fucking weird to me that you're in your 30s because I've always seen you as like the younger buck. But you being in your 30s is really fucking weird to me. But anyways, I am single in my 30s, but there are also some women who see me as a red flag because I enjoy musicals.
You see? People just have the things that they don't like or they don't think is weird. It doesn't automatically mean it's a fucking red flag. Like,
that's true.
If you don't like a man who's single in his 30s without kids, then don't seek a man is single in his 30s with no kids. Seek a man who has them then.
So Stella, if you agree with what Lucho just said, then you can agree with me to an extent that it could possibly mean a red flag. I'm not saying that it definitely is because it may not be.
I'm saying it's all relative. What I think is a red flag might not be a red flag to you. And I get that. That's true.
Got the eyes. Right. She's getting a little defensive about this subject, ain't she?
Well, I'm in my 30s with kids, so that's that. But I'm saying,
not when it comes to you, but
if
in your life,
if you don't want. If you think a man who's single in his 30s without kids is a red flag, then go find a fucking guy in his 30s who's not single and has kids then. Problem fucking solved. There's your Prince Charming. Not single in his 30s with kids. There you go.
I think you having that cat background could be a red flag.
I think people think that because I have been single so long with cats.
It was a guy.
It is a red flag for some people.
This whole podcast is a red flag. Like if there's a guy like courting you, and he's like, "So, what you do?" And you're like, "Oh, I do this, do that. I got a podcast." And he's like, "Let me watch your podcast." Yeah. And you watch your podcast.
That's happened a couple of times.
Red flag. Yeah. Oh no. Burgundy flag. Like that flag is burning. It would be. Nah, but I think it could go many different ways. It can go either way. It could be a red flag and it can't.
Right.
Do it. So you agree with me?
You asked me my personal opinion, first of all. Okay. So I said you did. You said, what do you think? And I said, I don't think it's a red flag. Now you think it does. And I'm telling you what I think, and you're telling me what you think. And neither one of us is right, and both of us are right, because that's our fucking opinion.
By the
And
way,
it's
if you're enjoying a
all
michelada right now,
subjective.
as I am, cheers. Cheers to all the folks enjoying micheladas tonight. And if you aren't enjoying one right now, I hope you do after
Lo
hearing me.
siento. I'm not enjoying one
promote.
either.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
Let me see. Trent Davis says can't be cool as me.
Trent's pretty cool
Trent is a cool cat. He sends me
because he's
funny.
married to my best friend.
Is he really?
She's
Oh, I already
fucking
knew that.
dope. She dope as fuck. So
It's cool that you got dope friends because
I do.
you need something to kind of
Dopeness
you out.
attracts
You need some
dopeness.
dopeness
know
in your life because you're like your level of dopeness is like down
up here. It's
So
up
you need
here.
a dope friend.
And so like the people that I attract are also up here. This is where our little magnets are clicking and fucking bringing us together and shit.
So we
And
so
those
for all
lower
of you
vibrational
joining us right
motherfuckers that
now-
keep trying to get into my thing, and like that magnetic thing is like, no.
for all of you joining us right now, first and foremost, press the like button because it helps the podcast out and it costs you absolutely nothing. But also, if you're just joining us right now, we went from talking about dicks dipping in water to guys being single in their 30s with no kids being red flags. And we pretty much both decided that it is a red flag, and we're on the same boat now. Something that we're not usually on.
No, I don't think it's a red flag.
Oh, I thought we were on the same boat.
We agree that you think it is.
A couple people on the live comments though also agreed. But
No,
said
I don't
it
think
can
they
go
did.
either way.
I don't think they agreed. I think that they agreed that
I think I know what the
you
guys
think it
could
is
agree
and that
with.
I don't think it is.
I think I know what the guys could agree with. Expecting women to smell like flowers down there.
But meanwhile,
that's-
their balls can smell like balls. Unfucking believable.
What do balls smell like, Stella? If you had to give balls a distinct smell description.
Let me see. I know jizz is very bleachy.
Bleachy.
Well, yeah.
Ew.
And balls, it depends. Are they hairy? Those ones are stinkier than not hairy balls.
Are hairy balls stinkier than bald
They
balls?
are. Just like
The
hairy
ball-
pussies are stinkier than not hairy pussies. It's just the way that it goes. Hair traps bacteria.
If you've ever had bald balls, I question your choice of men because usually guys
I've had bald balls,
at the
man.
age of 16
Some
have
of these
hair on their
guys-
balls.
Some of these men
impossible.
just know how to
Whoa,
manscape.
We gotta check Stella's rap history. her
I've
rap
done a
report.
Brazilian wax on a man before, by the way.
Guys don't get Brazilian waxes unless they're like super metro. And
Okay,
there's
so
a
that
low
means that
population.
there are guys who do get
And
Brazilians. You
and
just
homosexual.
completely contradicted yourself.
Metro and homosexual, they get
And straight men who have consideration for you. Yes. Straight men who are very considerate
straight men
take
don't
care of
care
that
about
shit.
that. Because it's impossible to
do.
shave your balls.
Well, just like
Very-
you guys don't want to
very
floss
wrinkly.
when you go down, I don't want to floss when I go down because I already floss every night. I don't need that. I prefer to engage with balls that have no hair if I can help it. Obviously, I'm a fucking champ and I'll handle whatever. If I'm into
Alright,
the guy,
so-
I'll do it. But my preference is hairless.
I
You
think
can manscape, that would be
guys
great.
don't care if there's somewhat of a scent. I just don't think that if the scent smelled like shit, that he'd be cool with that.
Right, obviously. I mean, and the same goes for women, but I think women, are less assholes about it.
I think so too. I think women like the smell of balls though.
We're just more down. We're just like, we actually care about you, and for the most part, if we're hooking up with you, and I don't think that's that.
But see, like, here's the difference though
streak
with
goes both ways.
here's the difference with the fellatio a woman performs on a man from the fellatio that a man performs on a woman is a man has to be all up in there, right?
And
And
she's not
so-
all up in there?
She's not all up in there like that. She's
Doing it all wrong, baby. Gotta get up in there.
What are you inside of? Like, there's nothing to go inside of. Whoa, time out. What are you inside of on a man? because you're
Guys.
not. You shouldn't be inside anywhere when you're
Meet
down there.
Vanilla, your girl's Rocky Road. This is Vanilla over here. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You've
So
seen
you're
porn.
sticking
Don't act
fingers-
like you don't know.
So you're sticking fingers in assholes as you.
I
perform?
am. If they want it, I'm down there. Let's go.
Oh shit!
Put your whole balls in my mouth. I don't care. Whatever.
That is a fucking red flag if I've ever heard.
Whatever.
Imagine guys being
Some
like,
people's favorite color is red. I'm just saying.
imagine being on a date with a chick. You're like, man, I'm trying to like hook up with her, and you take her home. She starts bossing you up, performing fellatio, sucking you, blowing you, or whatever you call it.
Mhm.
Then she sticks her finger in your ass.
Mm-mm.
What's your next move?
I wouldn't do that without permission. Just like I don't want you in my ass without permission. Just
Word,
saying.
word.
Don't
She
fucking
means,
just
like,
go in
general,
there.
By the way, everybody.
Yeah. I am having a really good time, but I have to dip.
Don't do it. Don't you?
I have to.
do
My
it.
daughter needs to get picked up.
What?
She's waiting for me. She just got back from her games.
Dude,
And
you're
the bus just got, I know, the bus just got back to school, so I gotta go get her. I gotta go mom, because if I don't do it, nobody else will. And boom.
Everybody, thank you all so much. Press the like button if you haven't. I know you guys get tired of me saying it, but I get tired of not seeing our fucking likes at like 200.
Yeah, for real. Especially I don't like seeing less likes than there are people in the lives fucking listening to the conversation. So get on that. And I got to go. I mean, you can still talk to them while I go get her. It's like 5 minutes away. But
If you want a foot cam, go to the Daddy Goods podcast and you can meet me there. But other than that, I'm gonna get out of here too.
have a good night. Love you guys.
Yeah. Hey man, fuck that, man. I just said that I wasn't gonna be here because I was trying to get her off before I started hollering at y'all. Hey, so check this out. No, I'm just fucking with you. See me at the Daddy Goods Productions. Foot cam continues. You already know the vibes. Holla at your boy. Plenty of feet pod. Other than that, Sci-Fin Chronicles. We up out of here.